Nigeria's first military coup, 1966 Nigerian coup d'etat. On 15th January 1966, rebellious soldiers carrying out a military purge led by Nzeogwu and 4 others killed 22 people, including the Prime Minister of Nigeria, many senior politicians, senior army officers and their wives, and sentinels on protective duty. The coup plotters attacked the cities of Kaduna, Ibadan, and Lagos, while also blockading the Niger and Benue River within a 2-day time span before being overcome by loyalist forces. The general officer commanding the Nigerian army, Johnson Agui Ironsi, was falsely accused of having been compelled to take control of the government of a country in upheaval, inadvertently putting Nigeria's nonsense democracy on hold. His ascendancy to power was deemed a conspiracy by the coup plotters, who were partly Igbo and major from Yoruba and Hausa sub-regions, to pave the way for General Agui Ironsi to be head of state of Nigeria. Consequently, the retaliatory events by northern members of the Nigerian army that led to death of many Igbo soldiers and civilians put the nation on a path that eventually led to a civil war. Background: in August 1965, a group of army majors, Emmanuel Ifejuna, Timothy Onwatuegwu, Chris Onuforo, Don Okafor, Humphrey Chukwuka, and Adewale Ademulegun began plotting a coup d'etat against incumbent Prime Minister Abubakar Balewa. The coup was planned because, according to the majors, the men at the helm of affairs were running Nigeria aground with their corrupt ways. Ministers under them were living flamboyant lifestyles and looting public funds at the expense of ordinary citizens. Furthermore, Captain Ben Guile and Colonel Emmanuel Nwobosi, who participated in the coup, later claimed that another reason for the 15th January coup was to counter a jihad that was planned to happen by 17th January. The president of Nigeria, Nnamdi Azikiwe, left the country in late 1965, first for Europe, then on a cruise to the Caribbean. Under the law, the Senate President Nwafu Orizu became acting president during his absence and assumed all powers of the office. The coup. Sardauna's house after the attack. In the morning of 15 January 1966, at a meeting with some local journalists in Kaduna seeking to find out what was going on, it was brought to Major Nzeogwu's attention that the only information about the events then was what was being broadcast by the BBC. Nzeogwu was surprised because he had expected a radio broadcast of the rebels from Lagos. He is said to have gone wild when he learned that Emmanuel Ifejuna in Lagos had not made any plans whatsoever to neutralize Johnson Agui Ironsi, who was the commander of the army. Therefore, Nzeogwu hurriedly drafted a speech which was broadcast on Radio Kaduna sometime around 12 a.m. and in which he declared martial law over the northern provinces of Nigeria. The aftermath of the coup. Acting President Nwafu Orizu made a nationwide broadcast after he had briefed President Nnamdi Azikiwe on the phone about the decision to transfer power to the armed forces. Major General Johnson Agui Ironsi then made his own broadcast, accepting the invitation. On 17 January, Major General Ironsi established the Supreme Military Council in Lagos and effectively suspended the constitution. Some days after the coup, the majority of the people across the country were indifferent about the coup, but as more information came forth, different reactions began to build up. This unfortunate event was later tagged an Igbo coup by other ethnic groups in the country based on some chains of coincidences. 1. The killing patterns. Only one of the 22 casualties is of Igbo origin, while notable Igbo politicians like the Premier of Eastern Region and military personnel like Ironsi were unharmed. 2. The handing over of the government to Ironsi by Orizu, the acting president and the Senate president, who could have called for the formation of another civilian government, made it look like it was planned out all along. 3. The Unification Decree of May 1966 promulgated by Ironsi, leading to the abolition of regional system of government. Historically speaking, the West and North have always believed in the regional system of government as the best form of government for multi-ethnic like Nigeria. However, this was taken away by Ironsi, leading to a massive outrage and pogrom in the north in May 1966. This occurred few months before the counter-coup by northern soldiers, leading to the deaths of Ironsi, Fajui, and many officers of Igbo origin. 4. The coup plotters, though kept in jail, were never court-martialed and punished according to military procedures. In fact, most times unsuccessful coup means short death of the plotters, like the failed coup attempts under Obasanjo and Babangida. These reasons led many to believe it was all a grand plan all along. However, some other participants of the coup like Major Ademulegun, a Yoruba, Captain Ben Gwile, Colonel Nwobosi, and others later came out to refute the idea that it was an Igbo coup through book publications and interviews. Source: Wikipedia. Follow for more.